I think while storing grain can be profitable, I mean the market conditions change across time. The other thing is that there are seasonal opportunities to sell grain before, at, and after harvest. One of the things we see is typically that new crop futures price tends to build in a bit of a premium prior to harvest. As we're typically in the summer, we get into worries about, will the crop come in, will production meet expectations? If we get a drought, what could happen? The market tends to rally on the basis of that kind of news and offer farmers some opportunities for very profitable sales. Clearly, in a year like this last one, where we've had prices falling throughout the year, it would have been a great idea to market a lot of grain back in June, July, and August. Now, I'm not going to say that's going to happen every year, but the market does typically reward sales prior to harvest.
All right. So, a farmer, even though he knows when he's going to harvest, he may have a good idea of how much he has to sell before then as well as after.
Yep.
But you really don't have a calendar where I should do this and this and this and this.
That's right. I think the sort of the broad strokes advice is farms know they're going to have a crop to sell. Maybe the size of that crop is a little bit uncertain, but putting some sales on the books prior to harvest tends to be a strategy that the market rewards. That's not going to be something where you're marketing 50, 75, 100% of what you expect to produce, but putting a small but significant share of sales on the books prior to harvest is at least something that farms need to actively consider, particularly in a tight margin environment.
Let me throw a new wrinkle in this, because with a lot of with the uncertainty of fertilizer prices, there's a lot of folks who are saying when you buy fertilizer or book your nitrogen, sell corn at the same time.
I think that particularly when you can sort of pencil out maybe sort of at least some break even or above sales, that's a great strategy. Yeah.
And that would offer at least some certainty, basically managing risk.
Exactly. And really, I mean, this is nothing more than just sort of spreading out those sales across time and not trying to sort of time the market and hit a home run with grain sales.
Okay. So it's something you would endorse then?
Yes, absolutely.